Welcome to Bahati, talking about real issues that are affecting you as an individual. Insights about financial and personal growth, plus better relationships. And now, Bahati.
So guys, we're just going to have fun because these guys, I'm already laughing before I even begin. Can you imagine single and waiting for a response? That is where we are. But again, we've been told they're single and frustrated, single and flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted.
Oh, Jesus. Single and stressed. Just imagine. But we have a beautiful, beautiful gentleman and ladies that are going to share with us not their journeys, but the lessons and the things they have seen. Remember, we're talking about singlehood. And singlehood, there's so many people who are in marriage also. They're also singles, but in marriage. Yeah. Single and married. Yeah, there are also those ones. Now, that one we will talk about it some other time. But we want to look at the season of the singlehood and how different the interpretations, how different people look at it, the perspective therein, who are the guinea pigs and who are the lab assistants and the ones that are doing the
experiments.
It's a lot that we're going to talk about. So on my immediate right, I have Modasi. And he is an event host and he loves working with the youths and he's doing quite a lot. I know he'll give us a full description of who he is, but it's such a blessing and an honor to actually have you here. Thank you so much for coming.
I'm honored to be
Yes,
part.
and next to him we have Mirembe Sharon Misha, CEO and founder of Misha Collections. My goodness. So now we are oozing CEO vibes.
You know.
Yeah, and then on the far right we have Jojo. Jojo Collections, Jojo Cards, Jojo.
Truth or dare, all the games.
Still oozing CEO vibes.
Yes.
Can you see how she's seated? You know? But I love you guys, and I love the fact that we are here to talk about this elephant in the room. It has grown to be an elephant, even beyond an elephant, especially when it comes to the Christian circles. I think we've had so many teachings. God has blessed me that I have seen different generations and how different generations look at singlehood. In this generation, we are at liberty to choose how we want to see singlehood. But in the previous generation, we had a certain level of pastors and our fathers in Christ who used to look at singlehood as a curse. And even now some of them do, but they want you to be liberated. It's like a demon that they must cast out of some sorts. And you're like, no, you're threatening people, you know? Let them go through their singlehood in peace. Let them learn the lessons that they must learn to prepare for the marriage that they eventually are getting into. And so I've been blessed to look at those two perspectives. And I've also been blessed to live my own life as a single person and get into marriage. And I'm so thankful for the lessons that I learned. But I would want to first ask you a question before we even get into any of this. If your parent chose a partner for you, would you marry that partner?
Would have a kind of interview.
You'd have an interview with
Me
that
and the
person.
partner they chose. Because honestly, I would not marry someone I've not really had a say in.
Okay.
Yes, I would not.
Oh, so you would want to take it upon yourself to make
you
sure
bring
that
her, we sit, we just do a small Q&A, and I'm like, okay, this is the placement.
Okay.
Even when she's very beautiful.
So if there's not
all the
alignment,
qualities,
No,
you
actually,
still want to
I
pass
connect
with your
so
parents.
much to the mind. You know, you get attracted to someone like body and stuff, but then this entire follow-up, like the mind. Because I'm going to get stuck with this mind.
forever.
Yeah, and it's going to raise the children.
And
It's
going
not be
to
like,
stress you.
I need to do my makeup when the children are crying because the mind is. So I love the mind. Like, the mind ruptured. I love the mind to be relevant on this planet. Okay, I don't need it to be somewhere else.
So you can have
love
all
the
the
mind.
nyash that you want and everything else, but the mind has to be
mind.
taken.
I'm looking at this because there's this entire full person, complete person.
It's
You'll
a
not find that
package.
kind of person. Okay, but the mind is an indicator of where someone is inclined. Okay,
And where
because
they're
the
headed.
body decomposes, the mind grows richer in just when you just feed. Okay,
Yeah.
So, but the body will be decomposing.
Let that sing.
I mean,
It goes on
The
growing
body
older.
decomposes.
yeah.
I mean, our skins were a little bit neater when we were younger. Right now, they are struggling with us. We are struggling. They struggle.
And they are going to
Tulimu
continue.
skincare
Yes.
routine.
But the mind, when you're feeding it, and
You
if someone
can
has been
renew
rating,
it.
it's renewed and it's just richer. So I love minds. I love minds.
So you fall in love with the mind. Eh?
Yeah.
Eh?
Where am I looking? Yeah. I'm looking there.
The mind does not decompose. Wow.
My sister is safe.
If your parent came and was, there is this person so good and you know, can make a very good husband.
Wow, that's quite a question, but to me, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Why? I think I was talking to Mudasi about letting the Holy Spirit lead me in everything. That I really don't want to just do things
The
because
Holy Spirit can use your parents.
they are not that like spiritually grounded.
Yeah, but God can use anything. Even a
Yes.
donkey can speak on
He
behalf of
can,
God.
but I need my time to see God, and then He talks to me and not my parents.
Okay.
So I would love to have maybe a conversation with God, go back to the source, ask Him, okay,
source.
is He the right person for me?
Yeah.
Until I get the confirmation from Him,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Unless He says, please go ahead, then I would.
So in
I'm
that
going to come back
because-
to this conversation.
in that
Because
time while you're
sometimes we
waiting-
don't hear the voice of God when we are asking Him,
Because
especially about partners.
Yeah, now I'm wondering, in that time while you're waiting for God to answer you, are you talking to the person your parents have arranged for you? Or they're still on.
You're still saying, Holy Spirit,
I'm
I'm
waiting for Holy
actually-
Spirit.
You don't
then
want
I
to
will
leave.
say
talking
hi.
to them because I love making friends.
you
I want to know
take the
Him.
person.
I want to get to know.
to see whether there is like a vibe.
Yeah, you
Whether
know,
there is
we've
like a
had-
butterfly that is laying eggs
I don't have
somewhere.
the butterflies with the wrong people, you know that.
Okay.
Yeah, but then I'll give him just a chance to know Him because you never know.
God might surprise you.
So you
Yeah, he
you
speaks,
have
he
a
speaks in
guinea
various
Yeah.
ways. But I get
Yes,
what you're
but-
saying. I get
Yeah,
what you're saying.
but I just don't want to take things because
The way
they've
they
been
are, like,
presented to
oh,
me.
they've been-
Oh,
I have a
yeah.
gift presented to me, then I just take it. I want
You want to
know,
unwrap
okay,
it to understand.
Yes, how does it work?
Is
How
this
does
my
it-
test?
The
Is this-
functionalities, yes.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't really go for it there and then, but I would give it time while I seek God.
Because okay. Her
Would
speaking that.
I think it has been tried before.
Tell us, spill the tea.
Oh, wait a minute, like personally, like
Give
in
it-
your
give
life?
it-
Yeah, I
to
think
us.
it has not an arranged marriage, but like I was connected to. They were connected to me
Okay.
through one of my
Connection,
parents,
keyword.
and the person didn't even go further. They just said, "Hi, how are you? Fine. One of your close relatives gave me your number," and I was like,
Oh, he was that up front. Like,
"Yeah, one of your close." So I was like, "Huh." Shako Mao.
Why?
But you see, even by
Why?
the
Because
time,
he didn't pursue anymore?
I don't know. I think they got busy with it. I really don't
No,
know.
because Jojo, for
Because
me,
I was like, huh?
no, I'm thinking if my dad, like she's been asking, if my dad gave me a lady's number, I'm not going to say my dad did this.
you
want
saying
to
one
kind
of
I
your
want
close
kind of-
relatives?
I would kind of come in your space, start observing and these things, and I can't come because that kills the entire flow.
The vibe.
Yeah.
Like saying my pastor, spoke to your pastor, then I'm here.
So
My
when,
pastor said that
Yes.
God designed for
Those
you.
so
things
what
of
do you
saying-
so what do you say when
those things of
they
saying,
ask
God
you
told
where
me.
did you get my
You
number?
see, even when God has instructed me about a particular thing, I can't say God told me. You need to just come and just fall into the act
Yeah.
and just be a little bit organic.
You see?
Yes.
I love you
I think
already.
It's about like wrapping your message
Yes,
in
because
a
it's
beautiful
in
like
a
you're killing-
beautiful
you're killing
way.
the
To
process.
feel like you are the one.
are the one, yes.
Instead of feeling like someone sent me
You know the
to
stuff
you.
of
Like
like-
I am too desperate.
Those
I
are the
have
things.
nothing else to
Yes.
do.
Yes. now imagine I came to you and told me, I told you, God told me to do this. It like I
I
killed the
will
entire
tell you,
response,
go back,
your
let God
choice.
speak to me,
To
and
me,
then
yes.
come back
Come
when
back
He
to
speaks to
you.
me.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's very important for us to know so the physical how to be relevant.
Yeah.
And the game, they call it game. Eh?
That's
the
right
game,
now.
right?
You're
But
ready
you know,
to
not everyone,
man.
not
But
everyone
it's-
has game.
Not everyone has game, but everyone should have game.
Perfect.
Kasi no bakoze
well
batia.
said.
Those who don't have
Then
game.
they
Bakoze
have to
batia.
learn. They have to learn.
How do they
Let
learn?
them
Henceforth,
sit.
don't pursue
Let them
them
sit
to
and
learn how
watch.
to. How
But
to
Hilda
game.
Bahati has been teaching most of these things. I see some of her, you know.
Yeah.
So there are people around. The counsel is there. I mean, surround yourself with people. You'll be like, what are
Do you
you
know
doing?
that someone
People are
can
not
be
seeking
good,
for
a
knowledge.
good
Yes.
person,
Yeah.
but they package themselves wrongly?
Yeah.
That's true.
And you're discarded because of that. Not because you're not a good person. You are a good person. But you're just, I know. And it feels so bad. And I see so many Christian boys that are dumped into the pending baskets, not because they are not good, but the packaging is totally right. Those weird pickup lines of kama ya kuntumia ya kutumia ichi ndi
They're
chichi.
not well ultimated.
They're trying to be spiritual.
But
see, that entire line of being spiritual, Christ is coming in the flesh and is partying and is doing these things and being relevant because he has dressed his flesh. So you need to know, and I told you, before Adam fell, he's still in flesh. He's digging and doing all these things before the fall, but he's still being relevant in his surrounding. So you saying I'm so spiritual that I can't be relevant in the physical is actually a misdefinition.
Then go marry some angels.
Yes. Rapture, just
leave
rapture.
us the humans.
Rapture, Enoch walked with God and was no more. So walk with God and be no more and go. But so long as you are here, be relevant.
For the first time, I have someone who understands my language.
Be relevant.
It baffles me, it pains me to see people who are just not on earth. Their heads are living
You
in
must be
heaven.
relevant.
Be here. So, the singlehood.
Okay.
And yeah, okay. That feels like you're getting into an interview room. It's a good place to be. I believe it's a good place to be. Before you make any other decision, before you proceed with your life, singlehood matters because that's when you build a grit, that's when you grow, that's when but how do people look at it, or how did you look at it? Because you get from adolescent and then you know all those years of emotions screaming here and there, and you're not stable, you're thinking about a lot of things, and then you land into this. Now you realize finally I am single and everyone expects me to be searching, everyone expects me to be searched, everyone expects me to be committed somewhere with someone. People are asking questions. That's when many of us, it dawns on us, we are single, and we should have unearned. According to Mudasi, but that and becomes so hard to even come by. And so I want to see, what was your perspective when it dawned on you finally, I am single. I am no longer young, I am not married, but I am in this season.
Sounds like a eureka moment, like, wow.
Like a revelation, an epiphany happens, and you're like, I am single. I don't know, when did you guys notice? Because I could be asking.
For me, it dawned on me when I was in that, when you're in your female periods, and you want that love, that attention,
companionship,
that care. Yes. You want someone to bring you a bucket of
something
extra.
And,
some splash and flowers, just to feel like,
someone cares.
Yeah, because you get emotional during that time.
Mood swings.
So that's when it hit me. I'm like, damn,
I am single and alone.
What is someone going to do about this? So that's when it first dawned on me.
Okay.
But eventually you also learn to adapt. More so if you've been with someone, you used to because it ends up being like a routine, during this
from
time,
this to
I'm
this.
getting the love, the attention, and the gift. Then when you are single,
alone,
it's like you have to adjust back to
default settings.
Panadol, where is it? We need to take for the painkillers and go to bed.
Really, the love was the
hot
Panadol.
water,
Exactly. Like it would keep you busy. There's a text that you're going to look forward to.
I know.
But now you're just like, damn.
Yeah.
This one is texting. Okay, what do they want? I mean to bring the work. What else?
Do you know why I love that perspective? Do you know that most people, it dawns on them that they're single after they have had a breakaway?
Yes.
Yes.
Like everything seems normal until they get into their first relationship. Like they've not tested what it means to be single, and they're fully aware that they are single. So now, after the breakaway, that's when they realized, okay, now I am alone.
That speaks to me because the first cut, that entire saying, or the first cut
is the deepest.
The deepest, yes. It just wakes you up. And these embers of the body and all these things, you become so a little bit aware. Yes. Because you meet this amazing person and you're like, I'm going to marry her.
Yeah.
But you're young, you're all innocent, you know, like, I'm going to marry her. And it's raw, it's a raw
so hard
feel.
for you to believe
it's a very
that
genuine
someone
feel.
can actually
Then when that loss happens,
Oh.
you start, the antenna Starts like, Okaluba na yengo manyi how that experience is there and you know you miss it.
At one point it will
So
happen.
it speaks to me. I think it's when I really knew. But also for us as guys, it's a little bit different. It's cost effective to be single, okay? It's cost effective. So
you have no one to take care.
So when you look at someone and you're like, maintenance. You
see things ticking.
You're like, abort. So you're
no, that's so mechanical.
What happens if you are in a relationship with someone who wasn't taking so much from you?
Sorry?
What happens if you were in a
You
relationship
feel
with someone who
actually
wasn't
for a
taking so much from
guy,
you?
the entire thing of provision, it's hardwired in us. So you'll question this relationship. Your mind will question it. If you have a lady who does not honestly, in quotes, bother you
ask for
and
anything,
involve you in the entire provision thing, you'll be like, she's getting it elsewhere. Your mind will just scream.
That's
she's
true,
getting it
though.
elsewhere.
but no,
Because
Matthew,
it's hardwired in
for
us.
good men,
Yes.
these days we have a different crop of men.
Yeah.
Between
The baby
24 and 30. No, who love dating women with money.
Somebody is a good man.
And they don't want anything to do with responsibility.
But
they want you to give the privileges.
They want the privileges of I'm a man. I have to be in control, I have to be in what.
So if you have a car, give me a drive.
Yes.
Buy me clothes, take me to trips. As in, it's more like being a prostitute, being available for
it's actually
taking.
the correct word.
And it's bad.
It's called loose. You're just loose with the money.
I think it's because we've also allowed that to happen because you have to know your wife. At the moment I start doing that with Mudas, if we're dating, then I have lost myself a little bit.
If you start giving
him the money,
spoiling,
because he's supposed to give me, yes, much as I'll help him like somewhere, but it's not like my responsibility to give him. Then that shows I'm desperate. I want to hold him in one box because I wouldn't want to lose him. And so there are still young women who know their worth, and they know that if Mudas is not providing, and he's not taking on his responsibilities,
leadership role as a man,
then
and the truth is that the biggest percentage of guys right now, they are like that.
When you say right
they
now,
are takers,
because you
more
see,
of givers. Like the chivalry has gone.
It's
down
the question
drain.
I would ask is the why or how. Okay. We are now in a world that is, it's intentional. There's a conditioning taking place. You know, like what we say prior, you not be on set and then speak particular words, you know, or probably even on TV, or even a music video. Look back to the Asian things. But now there's a breakdown of what we call morality, the standard of good and bad and all these things. And so what you're speaking of, knowing your worth, the value, there is someone polishing this particular woman or gentleman. So the whole surroundings, who is polishing you? Who is feeding you? We have people who are looking to power couples and what. Meanwhile, the power couple has 7 ex-husbands, or that lady, or 7, but she's your role model. He is your role model. And you're like, but if he was really a role model, I mean, the record is speaking for itself. There's a lot of breakage happening. Is breakage a word? Okay.
No, it is.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Your worth, you need to know now, because many of the people, it's what we say being lost. We're just groping. Oh, they will do this. If I do this, they will do this. That calculation. But for me, singleness is, can we come to a place of being complete? And we identify so much the foundation that I'm really grounded in this, so that you cannot trash from a far away place. Like this guy is toxic. This woman, she's saying I want to do but she's toxic.
Okay, because what I hear you say is when you come to the scene of singlehood, when you appear finally on the scene of singlehood, and there are unpolished things inside of you, you don't know your worth, you don't know your stand, you're not deeply rooted or grounded, you can easily be tossed around by anything, because then you don't know what you're looking for. You don't know who you are, and you don't know what you have to, where you have to plug in. And so that means you're like a plug that is getting into every plug to see you.
You know the computer and you're saying a USB like this?
And
then you
sometimes
do.
I
know, just to find out where it fits in and how it works.
Sometimes I also attach that to the kind of friends that you have. If they don't remind you of your self-worth and they remind you of why you are supposed to be, then it's going to be really difficult. Some people have wrong, like they are so bad at like coming to conclusions by themselves. It's so difficult for them. You find them making the worst mistakes.
Worst mistakes.
Exactly, mistake after mistake. But when you have friends that are supportive, that really know the kind of person that you are, they are always going to like motivate you and remind you, bro, you are this,
But
you are
also-
beautiful, so you don't have to compromise
But
to
also,
get the
Jojo,
attention of
it's
a
going
man.
back to what Misha, Maria, spoke about. The friend's advice, counsel is given. It has to be taken.
Yeah.
So sometimes what we say being loose, you have no gates inside of you. I decide what to watch. I decide what to hear. I have no business secular music, honestly, for me. It's a choice I made, but I struggled with it.
Yeah.
So we have a generation that has no gates. Whatever comes in,
They
let
take
it
in.
come in.
They take in.
You understand?
Yeah.
So even when I'm in my friends, there's a thing they speak about a lady or about ladies or how to roll in life, and I'm like, nah, I'll pass.
That's not mine.
Yeah.
I'll pass because
Yeah.
I know who I am. You get? It's
Yes.
important to have those tests within ourselves and save.
I think it's also like starts with you like, as a person, but also like nurturing from home. Because for me, the
True.
things
That's
that I
what
really
was
stand
ringing
for,
in my head.
it's because I have learned from home.
Yeah.
Knowing my self-worth, it's because they told me that you're this, you're that,
You're a
you're
gem.
confident.
Yes, you're pal.
That is why even when I sit, I know that nothing can shake me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No man can, because we have all like, maybe the ladies, we have come to a place where like someone has presented all the wealth before you just to marry you. And because you know who you are, I'm not taken up by wealth. That is something that I can do
On my own.
on my
Change,
own.
change,
You
change.
get it? So even nurturing
So what
from
more do you
home
bring
is
to the
very
table?
important. And I'm learning to do that with my little ones. Like build them into the women they're supposed to become and then the men they're supposed to become. So that like even when they come to such groups, they know who they are before someone else really like tells them that this is who you are.
And I think that's where the decision to say I'll pass. Let's say is that
Yes.
I don't drink that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't do that. And I
Yes.
don't do that. Why? Because the track record, someone has drummed this in your
He has
mind
polished
and
you.
has polished you in the mind. And I think that's where the Bible says that bring up a child in the ways, in the ways they have to go.
And
You know, sometimes we think it's the ways of God, but in the ways they have to go.
Yes,
So that
true.
means generally, even when they are not being taught the way of God, but they are taught the way
Yes.
to go.
Yeah.
That's
That
the way.
means that there is a morality that
Yeah.
they stick to and say, you know what, these things are not mine. Even when I come to a place where I'm perverted, because singlehood is a place where we are trying to see what is
Yeah,
actually
the way.
that is what is actually happening. But this brings me to a place of because again, we have people that have gone ahead to experiment, you know, do all the sorts of things during singlehood. And there are people in this generation that have come to a conclusion that I think singlehood is my calling. I don't know where that comes from. I would want to understand because I've heard it so
I
many
understand.
times, not even basing on the Bible and what Paul
Yes,
said,
yes.
but they come to a
Maybe
conclusion
priests
of,
and
I don't think
bishops.
marriage is my place. I don't know whether you've had
But
that.
Yeah, I've heard-
there are also people who have been in that place where they say marriage is not my thing, it's not my calling, and then they meet the right person who changes them.
Of
Yeah.
course.
So
but I want to
sometimes it's
understand
because
their
you met the
mindset
wrong
while they're
person.
making that word. Because sometimes I feel like it comes from heart.
They're tired of that trial and
many
error.
many times I agree with that. Comes from heart, because men can make you, women can make you desire to be just in your own space.
Yes.
Because the entire definition of in myself, like introvert and energizing from within, okay,
Yes.
but not giving that energy out to another person, okay. So many times comes
Nigga, you
from
seems like you have a call.
many times. I'm a teacher. I teach the young people, yes. So like I'm a literally Bible teacher, but really relevant, yes. So now, some people are made that way, like she's saying, the heart, the what, and so they guard themselves so much,
Yeah.
and they are
They
scared.
build fences.
But that's not a calling where you are moving in fear and scare.
no,
We don't
it's
call
not.
it a calling,
Yes.
okay? It's not that. Then other people, now she's been speaking, other people it's like vocation. I mean, you're a philosopher, you're Einstein, you're Aristotle, you're Plato. Ngolavanga, she will not connect to you. Oh, yeah, you are up there, okay? And she's this
You're
and she just-
intelligence, you're like
she's
a
just
robot.
pulling you. And then you're like, I need to fly, okay? Because
Don't
let me
drag
tell
me
you,
behind.
ladies, I celebrate you, but you are work, okay? Yeah.
I mean,
Just
you
like
people.
What I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yes,
yes,
yes.
so
What I'm saying, yes, what I'm saying.
There
No,
was
in a
this
good way.
video that I
In a
saw
good
of
way.
a
What I'm
lady,
saying.
she,
In a good way.
the husband asked her, why aren't you happy? Then she said, if only you had woken up, cleaned and made the laundry and cleaned the kids and prepared them for school and cleaned up the mess, I would be happy. And it's like, but I went and bought groceries. She's like, exactly. So I did all of that, and you come up with different excuses.
Why I'm saying work.
So it's so much more.
Work, there is dead work, and then there's good work, okay? But then sometimes the responsibility. If I feel like I'm not ready for this, now those are the men. And there's something, if we go to the scriptures, he's saying a man who is married has to take care of the woman and is concerned about the worldly affairs.
Yes.
Not in a bad way, because you need to take care of this human being. So a person is
and
like,
that is work.
Yeah, I need to, I'm a revolutionary. Look at all the revolutionaries. No respect, people don't come for me and what. But they have this idea.
They should come for you. If they want you, they know where to find you.
They have this idea, and this idea is so strong that they are married to the idea.
Yep.
And so that's the entire calling thing.
Yeah.
That I'm going to change the world and what and so.
And then they're not grumbling, they're peaceful about it.
Now,
maybe they tried the trial and error and just didn't work. It dragged them behind.
And other people just make themselves, they're like, hey, this stuff has never happened. People are saying, you have to be married. Let me see if I can set the record. Other people are record, kind of.
Set the record while you close your legs and you are fine
just
and
be like,
and don't just break the record by breaking other people's hearts and
that one needs
making them guinea pigs.
Some Holy Ghost slaps.
But however much being single may be your calling, you do not have to keep yourself from talking to people. You still have to go out there and socialize with people, associate with them, get to know their interests, because also you eventually, that's how God connects you to what actually
Have you met a person
is.
that says that singlehood is their calling?
No, I haven't.
Have you?
But it's not a calling. To me, it's a choice. And then it's a season as well. So we choose to be single, not because it's a calling, but because maybe there are things I need to work on as a person. No, for
so
me.
now we have a choice and we have a calling.
No, but also,
it's not a calling.
You see, when you yield to the call, because there's a call is given, like ta-ta-ta, and then people are like, hey, we got it in arms, we move in arms, yes sir, you salute, you understand? Because you can be called to a particular space and you don't respond. It happens. So what she's saying, what she's saying is someone can really can yield to this particular idea of thing and be like, that's the entire Paul kind of people, you know? Like if you're in the kind of religious space, okay? But without the religious space, I'm speaking of ideas. Look at all these Leonardo da Vinci's or who. They married their ideas. They married their ideas.
I think we need to
come back. We will come back to that. Marrying of ideas and marrying of intellectual. Let these guys just cool off a bit. Then we come back and pick it up from there.
Spirit TV, a place for you.
Did you know that you can acquire a skill in less than 3 months? Dynamic Media School skills you in TV and radio presenting, motion graphics, graphics designing, control room management, show production, audio production, confidence building, lighting and videography, personal branding, social media management, cinematography, video editing, marketing and sales, and effective communication. This is designed to provide practical skills and hands-on experience with the focus on developing critical thinking, research, and communication skills. You will have access to high-quality learning materials, including online lectures and other resources, as well as a dedicated team of facilitators and influencers who are available to assist you with any questions or concerns that you might have. Enroll today. Call 0702 021 834 or WhatsApp 0760 881 331. Dynamic Media School is an excellent choice for anyone looking to start or advance their career in this exciting and dynamic field. You don't get the life that you deserve, but that which you decide. It's time for you to decide to dominate your life. You don't do that by just having passion, you need a plan. Let's show you how you grow practically in character, competence, and in other areas of life. Welcome back to Bahati.
To the source, the beginning, okay? Because after the beginning, I mean, even Christ comes and is like, man, you're holding the Sabbath. Did I tell you this? But they're keeping the Sabbath, but not in the way they were instructed. Because even the tradition can miss it. Okay?
Hey, traditions missing it and
The essence.
But let's just agree to that.
What I'm saying, no.
I think he explained about
I gave
Paul.
3 different ways. I gave 3 different ways.
About Paul, because again, there is a where
Even
he
Jesus.
said that if it is not your calling, or if your body is burning,
It
do
burns,
not lie
yes,
to
with
you,
passion,
because if
yeah.
it's your calling, your body is not going to
You
burn.
are
You will be
peaceful.
dead. You will be dead to those things.
You see, the callings I also responded to. I just want to quote because you did the scripture. And so Matthew 19:12, when Christ is responding to the entire divorce questions and what, I want to use his English, okay? He says, what I say is true. This version is called his English. Matthew 19:12. There are several different reasons why a man cannot marry, okay? Some men cannot have sex, okay? They're born like that. Some other men also cannot have sex. This is because men did something to them, okay?
I've never read that scripture.
And now they cannot have sex. Some men do not marry because they can work better for God without a wife. Okay, he's speaking of the eunuchs. In KJV, it's called eunuchs. All right, people have dedicated themselves to a particular place. This is Jesus. And he's saying 3 different reasons. Others have been made. Someone forced them for the kingdom work.
Yeah.
You're around the queen.
The altar.
We have to make sure we are not spreading your seed. So they make them. And if we do this symbolically, heart can make you, that heart, that pressure, that pain, and then you just kind of sort. Then other guys intend themselves. Yeah. They do the intention, okay? Then other guys, they are like, for being effective, the Paul story, for being effective, and he recommends. But he says you must be very certain.
Self-control.
You must be very certain. You have a soundness of mind. Don't just say, me, I'm doing the kingdom, but in Gaia, playing around and doing a lot of havoc.
Most people
Yeah,
do
so
do
I would
that.
want it to do
But
that.
does that mean that people who intend to and are doing, who intend to do the work of the Lord and
Should
are
be.
pursuing someone, they should be single?
No.
Not really,
Yeah.
not really. I don't think that it's for everyone. I don't think
Yes,
so. And I don't
I
think
agree
that,
to
there is-
that.
that grace is sufficient
Yes.
for everyone. That's why you say it's better to marry if you really can't
If
control
yes,
yourself.
yeah,
And it's
than
not
to
sin
burn.
to do so. But again, he goes ahead and say that for those that are married, like the pressure is, or the
Yes.
challenges
Yes,
that are involved. And indeed, 2 people coming together. And the same Bible says that 2 people cannot walk together unless they agree.
Definitely.
But just remember, the agreement is, that means you must have to agree to disagree about certain things.
I love
and
that.
it does not stop there. It has to be refurnished every time. You have to be able
Yes.
to agree. You have to.
It's
to
an
call-
exercise,
It's
a
an
daily
and it's a
exercise.
journey.
I agree to the compromise. We speak of positive conflict and negative conflict. I mean, when you come and tell me, man, your shoes and what, there are better things and what, in a nice way, and I'm like, okay, let me upgrade. It's a kind of conflict for me and a resistance in me, but it's positive. And that's how organizations grow. That's how organizations grow. There is no organization of family that does not have conflict, but has to be positive, reinforcing something good. All right, so when you speak of, you spoke of this entire thing, we've abandoned the building. So, but we want the results.
Yeah.
Okay? We've
Yeah.
abandoned the roots, we want the fruits.
Yes.
You understand that entire story? So I was telling the young people I lead that how many trees bear fruits? In the 1 year, 2 years, we speak in seasons, okay? There's an entire tree standing alone and being there withering the storms, but its roots are going deep. And what happens? Then the fruits start coming in and out of season, all right? So we have people who have neglected building of friendships.
Yeah.
Because we have acquaintances, we have casual friends, we have close friends, we have now the intimacy.
Yeah.
But someone comes and says, I love you. Love at first
of a
sight.
sudden.
You get.
Romeo
You do
and
not know me.
Juliet.
You do not know what. You do not know everything. But you are claiming to love
You've
me.
not built any
You've not
friendship.
built
The
I think
foundation.
I think it was Twitter where I saw
And
it,
so-
and they were saying we have already lost a part of our lives to COVID, so you're not going to start taking me through a talking stage of like 1 year.
Yeah,
relationship.
but wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Like COVID
Just
has already
get to the
started
point.
that.
Yeah.
We just had a
But
checkmate.
now-
the talking stage should have happened then. For
But
now,
let me tell you,
no more.
because the physical world, how it's ordered, these entire laws and principles, you'll assume you're in university in the relationship when you're in the senior one,
Yeah.
and
Or
it
even-
will
Yeah.
manifest. It will manifest. That's why you betrayed my trust, because you did not build. Actually, trust is built.
Yeah.
And then you have to know that, man, Mudasi, we can end on this level. We can't go into intimate things because the way I've seen you, I can't roll with you, bro. I can't. You actually brozone me there immediately. Can't roll with you, bro, but you're an amazing person in this and this. Because intimacy, it's the highest in that
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
There's an inner circle.
Yeah.
And for me to marry someone, they should be in my inner circle. Okay? So, but what you're saying, you're my inner circle.
your inner
You don't know
circle.
nothing.
Should get them into the inner circle.
Yes. Yeah, I should get them. Yeah, right
should
word.
get them
Thank
into
you.
the inner
Yes.
circle.
So there's a building. And
Yes,
now,
it's a
ladies,
process.
I tell the ladies, why do you make friend zones bad? They have this negative connotation. They have friend zoned you. I love being a friend, and then if it's slow, then they're like, you're going to spoil it. What? It's going to be weird. Because you are so much into the entire physical without building the mind. I told you I love the mind.
Yeah.
And so when you know what care is, in real intentional care, and all that kind of stuff, which is grow.
Yeah.
I mean, someone was telling me, church people are slow. I told them, okay, you go for the cheap, fast thrills. After 5 years, we shall compare
You
notes.
come and let
We shall
me,
compare
yeah,
notes.
come and let me
You
know.
come back, if it's a puppy, the tail is between the legs, and you come back and you're like, I've learned my lesson.
Yeah.
Fire
the hard
burns.
way.
Yes. So slow foundations that, buildings that stand tall, skyscrapers, have very deep foundations.
Yeah. But
and
we
this
only
takes time.
see the upper
Yeah.
thing. We don't see the root.
Even the
Yeah.
movule trees. But after like, we are going, GMOs, we're not GMOs, genetically modified, and you're like, we can do it quick and then it will stand and what? Time, the winds will come, the storms will blow. And if you're on sand, the foundation called sand, and what, hanging out.
And let me
what,
tell
and-
you, empewe fuwa single.
So much. That's what I was just about to say.
As in,
I really love you.
That is
because
why- that is why
everything
I came dressed
comes
like
so
this.
in that season.
I came
in that
dressed in a
season.
sweater kind of thing. Hanging, praying for, you know.
Came with the full hammer.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's so many moving heads
Yeah.
while you are single. So many moving heads.
Yes.
That's why we have a lot of confusion in that season. That is why we are also not so sure about the standing between us and God.
Yeah.
That is why we must be able to get to a place and know what is most important for me.
Yeah. Perfect.
What can't I lose?
Perfect.
I can't lose myself.
Yeah.
What can't I lose? I can't lose my relationship with God. The next, what can I build out of these two relationships?
Wow.
But
that I
again,
have
also,
strengthened?
Wow. I
while
love
you
that.
are
I
in
really
that
agree
point
to
of
that.
being single, and you, people, I'm telling you, I'm simply sharing the reality. While you
Jojo,
are,
preach it.
while you are in that place of being single, and you meet someone, but you feel like you are not yet at the point of I really know myself, or I am fully content. You do not know whether God has sent that person to teach you how to be in that place. So do not say, no, I'm not going to be in this relationship because
No,
I
right.
needed, I needed
Because we
first,
learn.
I
No.
needed first know myself
But
entirely
let me give you a
and know
personal-
where I
let me give you a
stand.
personal example.
Sometimes God sees that.
Let me give you something
you
personal
need
to me.
supervision.
To learn.
Let me
He
give
is
you
the
something.
person.
Something I
I
used
think there
to
is
do.
also room for someone to grow, for like personal
Yes,
growth.
but
Because the thing is, there is no way I can take you to where I have not been. Yes, you have
I
come
love it.
in.
I love it.
I want to walk a journey with you, but
Yeah.
I should be also intentional about
There are
where we are
steps.
heading.
There are
Yes,
steps.
Yeah.
So, and there is really like room for you to go back, grow, and then maybe come back if you're ready. But if you're not ready, it's okay to tell someone, wait. I believe that true love waits. If someone loves you, they'll wait
First
for
Corinthians
you.
13, love,
It's
yes, actually
patient
endures.
and kind.
Yes.
It believes endures. It's
Yeah.
long suffering.
But I believe that the endurance comes from a place of friendship. I know it's something that we really don't like to listen to most of the times.
Yeah.
And just
The
like they said,
friends.
COVID has taken so much time. So please,
We are
don't start
catching
with
up.
1 year. Man, you go to the point. Start with
restoring.
moving in. Here is the key coming.
Yeah.
Then let's, you get it?
Come with
But
your
now,
pets.
You have not built the friendship,
Very
the friendship
important.
that will establish your roots through the thick and the thin.
Yeah.
But now here you are, you want to make a commitment for poor, for richer,
better,
for
for
better,
worse.
for
Yes.
worse. That is a
To have
very
and to
huge
hold.
commitment that it can, if it cannot be tested through friendship. That, you know, we've had months of being ghosted. You've had months of, you know, you've had
By
the
the-
times
Guys,
where
can this
someone
appear?
thought, what
My
if this
gender.
is not it? I'm running after something
Yeah.
else. You also go your
Yes,
separate
yes.
way, and then you come back. I usually tell people about my own story. Before I got married to my husband, we had a breakup for 5 years.
hear this
Okay,
thing.
and
For
when
reals?
a breakup for 5 years, not a breakup of you
But
caught
kind of
doing something
separation,
or
yes.
something, but a separation because of some issues that were coming from family, and his family didn't like me, and so they made sure to tell him that, you know what, choose between. The mother was like, choose between you, your wife, to be, and me. And of course, as a young last born and one who has not, you know, had so much experience, was like, you know what, let me pause on this whole thing. One thing I believe so much, God made that diversion that he will grow me. And I threw myself in the deep end, definitely with a lot of weirdness, asking my mother, why did God start this whole thing if he knew it would not end anywhere? You know, all those weird questions. But again, while I ask those questions, I'm busy going back to school. I'm busy pursuing my purpose. I'm busy making money. I am busy making intention, serving God with my life. Even amidst, you know, all those things that are happening, even wanting to just explore and have other relationship and stuff like that. That day he made an about turn and came to me. And I remember God speaking to me and telling me that everything that you have gone through, are you going to let it part ways and lose your best friend? Because this has been your best friend. That even through the breakup, he has made sure you eat every day. He has made sure you, he has made sure you are fine. He has checked on you every day. In those 5 years, he checked on me every day, every single day.
I need him to lay hands on me.
To be honest, the Gen Zs, we call that toxicity.
I need him to
I'm not good at lying.
And I'm serious.
We call that toxicity.
When you label it, that is when you run in the different directions.
But you see, Osana, what she's speaking about, when you spoke about this person is around, you need to establish those boundaries, that this step we are at, like she's saying.
Of course, this is where we
like, I don't want you to say, I do not know, I'm conflicted and what, but then you want the privileges that come with marriage. You understand? You at a level of intimacy and all these things. Just be like we're on the first rung of the ladder. And please, we're not going to do this. Yes. So it grows.
That I usually tell people is the
kindness.
If someone can be kind to you, even when they are not with you, when they are with you and the seasons are changing, and they can still be one and the same.
Yesterday we were speaking about
instead of calling you a dog and instead of pushing you under the bus, you know, people flip. Like someone flips on you. It's like it's better for someone to flip on me in a relationship, in my season of singlehood, instead of flipping on me in marriage. It burns.
It actually.
It actually.
I'm not
burns.
married, but I can sense it actually.
And for the ladies even worse, because everyone looks at you at the end of the day like Fumbo Bwalema. And with a man, they will never say Fumbo Bwalema. They will usually have the burden of a marriage working on top of a woman, on a woman's head. So that means that this period of singlehood is a period of pure decision making, of clarity. Why am I marrying this person? Why am I dating them in the first place? Do I just want their money because I'm in my season of luck?
And you know, the thing is that for me, every time I got into that position where I had like a doubt about someone, I wouldn't necessarily tell them that, oh, well, there's something about you, but I will always notice like a something about you that is
boiling inside.
Exactly. It's not even high-key boiling, because at that point I will tell you, but there will be a point where like a quality about you, I'm like, well, I think I'll adjust, but I don't think I'm okay with adjusting to that. I will pray about it, and somehow God just says, my dear,
it has to end.
He always always sorts it out for me. So I have never been in that situation where I find my time being wasted. Like somehow God just always has my back. He's like, even when I tell him, God, thank you for this person, I know your heart. Jojo, I know your heart. We are both lying about this. So exit out the door, and the next thing you know, the vibe is just not there. Because
and then when it ends, you have the peace of mind.
Exactly. You're just like, that was easy, but on the other end, you don't think it was easy for him.
Of course, because again, you're not ending this to get into another.
A personal story. That was, I think, 6 years ago. I met this lovely guy after God saying no to a certain relationship. Then
after how long ago?
You want the timeline?
What was the time space of
between saying no and yes?
Thank you. So in 2015, I met this lovely young man. And then to me, he had everything that I really wanted in a man. I was like, no, God, to say, this is the one.
I've just
so one overnight, I'm praying with a friend of mine, and then she's saying, okay, God is telling me this is not the man for you. First give him time, first seek God, and then get to know God, and then at that time, I didn't know what seeking God was. For me, I thought, okay, let me just go back 2 weeks, read the word, pray, fast, and then come back and do really life. And that's what I did. So came back, full swing to just fall in love with this gentleman. And things kept coming, really, like the dreams, different visions, like different like confirmations from different people. It was 2015. So in 2017, after trying so much, and then everything was like
that labor,
striving to even love this person. 2017, I was like, you know what, Maria, your life is so much into, like, I'm really so much into my mission. I love just living every day carefully. I just like surrender to God, knowing that I don't want to waste any single day. So after doing, I think like 2 years of trying, I told God, you know what? Let me just leave this man. I go to him, but all along I was communicating to him. Okay, God is saying this, and thank God they're still good men. He was such a devoted young man. So, and I told him, you know what? I think I'm calling this off. Like, okay. Okay.
Sorry to this man.
After I think that was 2017, 2018, he marries my close friend. Like, okay, God, this is painful. I remember that day. You know, it's so easy to tell someone, go,
Like
move on.
like,
But you don't know who they're moving on with.
Yeah.
And I remember that
I remember you ended the
yes.
relationship.
But then I was hurting in 2018 because I was like, okay.
Your friend.
It could have been like someone else, not someone that.
It's our human nature.
I know.
It's just
but I allowed God to really work through me and then really speak to me. 2015, I get the no. I get an answer in 2020. Those are 5 years. And the answer
Of trying things in your own power.
things. No. I ended them after 2 years, but then I was still looking for an answer because actually went back to write a book about this this relationship because I didn't have a closure.
You have a book?
In the writing.
No, not that one. I have one, but
all right, I was like,
so I was looking for a closure to this story. Okay, how did it end? How does it end, Lord? I don't want to just move on without a why. So I go back to God, I think 2020. It was really bugging me to just pray and then fast and then seek God for a closure. And a friend of mine calls after two weeks of seeking God. Hello, how are you? No, this is something that I haven't really...
a friend?
No, a friend, yeah.
A dude?
We are
friend.
here for you.
No, a lady
It's a good friend.
This is something
We
that
need to be clear
I
about
haven't
this
really
friend.
sat down
Opened
with
up
him
a-
to just tell him, okay, is it okay to share this?
Yeah.
But I think it will help someone else who is
Yeah, sure.
watching. And then a friend of mine calls me, and then she's telling me, okay, do you know that God loves me? And joking, I'm like, yeah, I know he loves me because he also loves you, doesn't he? Okay, stop joking. I'm now being serious. Like, do you know that the guy that you wanted to marry was like HIV positive? He was born with a virus. Ouch, you guys. That day, that is when I felt this deep love of God.
Yeah.
Because I knew that if at all I had messed up anywhere,
regret.
but I thank God that he took me through that season.
He didn't ever
Not even
tell you about it or talk to you about it?
No, he did, but I had like in the corridors in 2017 that he was. But because I'm not into gossiping and I will not really sit around and then just talk about someone.
Yeah. I mean, laugh.
I
You
told
killed
God,
it off.
I told God, if you really want me to know everything about him, show it to me. You are God who speaks, and I'm your child.
Did you approach the guy himself and probably ask him about the rumors?
No, I didn't. No, that's the thing. I didn't. But the important thing was that I told myself, I'm not sleeping around with anyone that I'm dating.
Yeah.
I think that should be
And
really
that
noted.
was-
I love that.
I think for me that was like the winner for this
sweet.
game.
Yeah.
It's because
sweet,
you know who you are, and then you set standards and certain rules, like boundaries that you will not cross. That even as God walks this journey with you, you know that you are.
You're giving him a
protected.
reason to bless you. You're giving him a
Yes.
reason and time to
The
warn you,
discipline.
to save
The truth
you.
is that the
it's a hard
more
one.
the more you are in contact with God, somehow He'll always fight your battles.
Sure,
Like
he will.
knowingly, unknowingly, He'll just fight for your battles.
And he saves us from so many things
Yes,
that we
true,
don't know.
that's true.
Yeah, very
Because for
unknown
me,
to us.
on that day, that's when I actually understood the reason why we are told in the church, don't sleep
sex before
around, no sex
marriage.
before
Yeah,
marriage.
yeah.
People are like, okay, let's just try.
Yes, yeah.
And ever since then, it's like he tuned my ear, and then my obedience grew like on a certain level. Because then I knew that the moment he says no,
There's
I know
a
it's for a
reason.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I don't have to know a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
To ask
from
so
that
many
song that
whys.
God, I don't need to know. to understand.
She's
For
a
me to
singer.
know, to
She's a
understand
singer.
your
Yeah,
ways.
yeah, yeah.
Because I know that behind me, you are doing something.
Something behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I might never
ever
understand.
since 2020, I told God I'm listening.
I'm
People
obeying.
have come. I'm obeying, yes. People have come with applications, mantles, what?
Manifesto.
Like, until
Mantles,
you
wow.
say, yes, I'm not taking a step because I know where I come
What it
from
means,
and I
yeah.
know where you are taking me.
Yeah.
So it is very important for someone who is watching to know that, yes, much as you are in love, because I was in love with that guy, he was such a handsome guy, had everything that I really wanted. Sometimes not everything that is good, like,
It's yours.
is
It's
It's yours for
yes.
taking.
I always tell myself, not every piece of gold is actually mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's for someone else.
Yeah.
So I'll only take my piece that have been given by God. And
And if he says give back,
I'll
open
give
your
it back
hands.
because
Yeah.
Because he has a
it
plan.
belongs to him. Yeah, and has good plans for me to prosper me.
Do you know what
and to
I
harm
hear?
me.
I get from that is when people are in their season of singlehood, and right now it has been diluted so much, even after the pandemic, that even when you go to the Christian circles, that no, I should be able to practice my singlehood in a certain way. It has been diluted to the point that there is a sense of greed that is happening in this generation, that they eat everything or they take everything
Lack of
to themselves.
self-control,
Lack
yes.
of self-control.
Yes, yes, yes.
And they start becoming frustrated, and they started disputing God's word, and they cannot even listen to the men
Yeah.
of God or to the pastors
Yeah.
or to the leadership. And so they feel like, you're telling us other things, but we want to practice other things. But again, we want to have good marriages eventually.
Yeah.
Because one thing I am very sure about, not just from script, from reading, from what, if you walk your single journey with God, in alignment with God, there is no way he's going to fail you. There is no way he's just going to give you away just like that. Even when you are not fully developed, he'll give you the time to fully develop, to have the muscle and the character to maintain what he's giving you.
Yeah.
Because just like you read and say that marriage is work, it is indeed work.
Yeah.
It takes two to tango. So if you're the kind who thinks I should dance sambala sambala, you're killing a marriage. You should be able, if you're a woman,
you
you
will
should be
reap what
feminine,
you're sowing.
and you should be able to be elegant, and you should be able to be submissive. But again, we learn that in the process
And
of...
I have a question about the submissiveness, because I usually tell people that I'm seeing or talking to that I cannot be submissive until you are my husband. So at what point, because literally the Bible says, women
Submit to your husband.
Husband, not
submit
boyfriend.
to your husband. So I'm thinking, boyfriend, you want me to be submissive to do whatever you tell me? So at what point should you, because they also say you need to practice what you will do in the marriage. If you're not being intentional about it, it's giving the vibes that you are going to bring to the marriage. So I'm thinking, at what
Can
point
I say
do you
something on that?
exercise the submissiveness?
I'm not married, but this entire boyfriend kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because she spoke of kindness.
Yes.
Okay. Because I don't want you to look at submission in a way of I'm dominating you, and then you're just here, and then you're kind of a rag.
Yeah.
Okay. I want the kindness, just being kind to each other.
Yeah.
Knowing how to receive and to give. That's what I'm saying. The yielding to each other.
Yes.
But on that particular level you're at, if you're friends, someone is a little bit, the people are stubborn. I hate stubborn spirits, by the way. Like, I use the word hate.
Yeah.
You know the drama where they said drama? Ladies just being dramatic. They're just
Yes.
saying no for just no's.
For this, just for just.
Like no, just to see that. If
No
you
reason.
understand. Yeah. So I'm looking at that where you know when to yield, when to do this, when to, just on those level you are in. If it's a casual friendship,
Yeah.
that is how you practice. Okay? Because like we said, friendship grows.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you've been doing those tiny things at that level, tomorrow, that's how actually get promoted into the center. We can be close, we can be this, because of these kind of indicators we have.
Yeah.
But to meet someone and just your casual friends, and then they're always just being
Dramatic. I think just to be able to wrap this up, there is no way you can switch, like you're now walking down the aisle and all of a sudden in your honeymoon you switch to a submissive. It does not. It's not a switch that you put on and it's like that. That means that there has to be something cultivated in you. One, it could be the kindness and respect and loyalty and commitment and friendship, okay, and acceptance. Because again, we accept leadership. Okay, and if a man is supposed to lead, and indeed you can see, and a man can lead while they are poor, they can lead while they are short, they can lead as in someone can lead without, you don't have to have all those things in order to lead. But when you find a firm man, there is a way you feel secure, because what it takes for us to submit is security and safety. If you're not safe, you will never submit. If you're not safe, you will become a man. You'll put on pants and you'll want to fight your own battles. But if you know that there's someone leading me lovingly and respectfully, and they are also loyal to me, but again, I feel a sense of security that even when we eat mukene every day, he has a vision, we are heading somewhere, so I'm safe and secure with him, so I can submit. And submitting is not agreeing to everything. You can be submissive and still make your opinion known in a respectful and polite way. So I think it's really practicing kindness and empathy on your journey to marriage. And I know they're chasing us out of it. I know. You guys are going to give us uncle. We're going to have more time. We just have to have more time. I know Elisha is looking at me. But we love you guys. We can't go further than this. Otherwise, I know the energy is so high and things are just flowing, and we want to say it all, but get to inbox, get to social media handles, let us know what you think. We can actually talk about topics that you want us to talk about, and I'll make sure I bring them back so that we can have this chat.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, we love you, and from us to you is a bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching. Bahati comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 9 p.m. here on Spirit TV. Bahati, bringing you knowledge, wisdom, financial and personal growth, better relationships leading to your transformation and elevation.